I don't feel anything right now, just a little bit here in the arm. And so I'm just waiting here for 15 minutes just in case I have a reaction. And I think that's important because everyone's different, right? Why don't you all talk about that?
Well, everybody's different. There's some people who just react to needles.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what's in it.
Okay.
And so I know I've heard a couple of people who reacted to the vaccine. It was just because it was a needle, and they said, I faint when I get my blood drawn, you know, that kind of thing. And in rare circumstances, there are people who've gone into anaphylactic shock, but these are people who have a history of having very severe allergic reactions. So they just want the abundance of caution to make sure you're fine before you go.
Now, there are people that have reactions to flu shots.
Right.
And I'm always leery of that, but I get my flu shot and I never had a reaction to it.
Yeah.
My wife has had sort of like a few little like flu symptoms, but nothing really severe.
Yeah.
So is that something that I could expect or that people could expect to get out of this shot?
It can occur.
It could occur.
It can occur.
Okay.
And if it does, then you would do the same thing that you would do if you were taking any other vaccine. You would
Okay.
take some Tylenol. You would make sure you stay hydrated. You would rest. Continue to move the arm. You know, a lot of people get stiff.
You know, I'm glad you said that because I was just holding this arm here, but I can move this arm around.
Move the arm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back to your normal activity.
Oh, okay. All right. This is not my tennis arm, by the way.
Oh, good.
This one, I should have hit it in this one. I always move this arm around a lot.
So when I had because I've had my first one, Wanda's had her first one, and she's about to have her second one here today.
So Wanda's gonna have her second shot today.
In a few minutes.
Okay, in a few minutes.
And I had my first, and it hurt a little that night, but honestly, the next day it was like, oh yeah, I got a shot yesterday. I didn't feel a thing.
Yeah.
Now Wanda could feel it a little bit more the second day. Isn't that what you said?
No, I didn't feel it at all. Michelle felt it.
Michelle did.
Michelle.
One of our nurses.
Oh, really?
Because they went at the same time.
Yeah. And I didn't feel
It
anything.
ached. So
No side effects.
everybody's different. Just a sore arm though.
Well, I felt my flu, maybe about a day or maybe a couple of days. When I got my flu shot, I felt it, but I didn't have a reaction to it.
No.
But I'm one of those people that I've never had a reaction to shots. But this is different, and we've heard a lot of, talk about reasons why people are skeptical of taking this shot. But I think what's important here, and particularly among people of color, and particularly African Americans, that represent only 14% of Michigan's population, represents 40% of all of the deaths in Michigan. And obviously I'm an African American. I'm an older person. I'm not going to tell everybody how old I am, but I'm over 65. In fact, I'm quite a bit over 65. I'm certainly aware of the Tuskegee experiments. I was alive when those experiments were taking place. But I've had all my childhood vaccines from when polio was a big issue when I was a child, measles, the mumps, you name it. I always have had my childhood shots. And then as an older person, my flu shots. And I know that there are individuals that do not want to take the flu shots. And I encourage people to do that. But because of this pandemic, it is extremely important not only to get this immunization, which we're very fortunate. Can you just imagine it was made right here in Portage, Michigan? And I watched as the plane was taken off to ship out of Portage to get this across the nation. And then now we also know that there's quite a contribution for how this particular shot for Moderna was actually made, and the person that led up the team, and I've got her name, Wanda, Dr.
Dr. Kizzy.
Yeah, I read about her yesterday. In fact, Dr. Fauci, who I'm a big fan of, he brought that to our attention. And Kizzmekia Corbett.
Corbett, yeah.
Dr. Corbett, and she's from
North Carolina.
She's from North Carolina. She's not from South Carolina, where Wanda is from. But I guess we can forgive her for that. But she led up the team for Moderna to actually create that particular vaccine. So, I know there's a lot of skepticism. There's a lot of distrust in our society, period. But we know that this is something that we have never been through. I have never been through it. With this pandemic, we've taken all the precautions that we know to take. We've tried to bring people back into the office with our soft reopening, and then now most people are now working remotely, and hopefully during the spring we'll be able to bring people back again. But it's extremely important for all of us, and we're very fortunate as an organization. I'm just really surprised. I'm really surprised that as an organization we're able to get these shots, and I've seen quite a few of our staff here today getting their shots.
Well,
and the clinic is open, and the clinic has always been open for business. Has always been open for business. But it's important for particularly those that are on the front lines, and as an organization, we're all regarded as healthcare providers. And so that's why we're able to get these shots. So I'm just encouraging staff to take this opportunity to get your shot and to take the time to get it, not only for your protection, but for protection for others. And also this thing called a mask is very important. And I do agree, it gets in your way. In fact, I had another mask this morning where people make fun of me. My wife makes fun of me because it makes my ears sort of go down. And so somebody said, why don't you try another mask? And I don't have my glasses on right now because when I talk, it steams up my glasses. And it's an inconvenience, but it's an inconvenience that we need to protect. I'm wearing this mask because not only does it protect me, but it protects you. It protects everyone. And Wanda, on a medical side, I mean, you see this every single day. What are you saying? Why don't you come a little bit closer? We've got our masks. Why don't you look right into the camera and just tell people what you have observed?
Well, what I've observed since, I guess you could say last March, is that people are becoming more informed about what they can do to keep themselves safe and also keep others safe. And what I mean by that is wearing the mask, keeping your distance, washing your hands, cleaning, disinfecting more, sanitizing. So it's very important. There was a lot of resistance in the beginning because people were afraid, and people are still afraid. However, I can say that there's more cooperation. It seems like there's more understanding. And I believe that people are coming around, and I just hope that everyone will continue to make sure that we're doing all that we can to keep everyone safe.
How about people we serve?
The people that we serve, those are ones who I have really seen a drastic improvement with, because they were more afraid initially.
Why?
Because it's new. They don't know. I don't know what it's going to do to me. They hadn't did enough studies. Aren't you afraid? There was a lot of people who felt like, I'm not going to come to my appointment. And if I come, I don't want to be seen in their lungs. So there was a lot of ambivalence. There was a lot of hesitation. There was a lot of resistance. And now, here we are almost a year later, and we do have more people that are coming in. They're coming in daily. They're keeping their appointments.
Excellent.
And they are wearing their masks.
Right.
They're washing their hands. They're keeping their distance. And they don't mind answering the questions. That was another thing. Because people were like, you just saw me. Why are you asking me these questions? Or, I hadn't been around anyone. You told us to stay at home. So everyone had a different experience. But now I can say that I think that most of our patients, they're coming around, and I think that's a good thing.
It's great.
Okay, I think time to go check out.
Do I have my 15 minutes? Have I talked 15?
I don't know. It's on your.
I can't see. I don't have my glasses.
11:27.
My glasses.